2018 Renault Twizy review. The good points of Renault Twizy: cheap to operate, very easy to park and maneuver. The bad points of Renault Twizy: limited range could restrict appeal, must pay extra for doors. The Renault Twizy just isn't a conventional car. It's actually challenging to describe becoming a car, more a four-wheel alternative type of transport for your city dweller. Renault describes it as intriguing, but that's something associated with an understatement for a thing that looks like it is in concept form. Indeed, the inline seating, the spot that the passenger sits behind the driving force rather than alongside, prompts quizzical looks from passers-by. The electric Twizy just isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea, however. It is, based on Renault, a practical solution for people who need a reasonable vehicle that's clean, very easy to park, cheap to perform and have less emissions. It is cheap to purchase, but you do ought to rent it on a lease basis between 1 and 4 years, determined by your personal preference. It incorporates a fully electric drivetrain along with the lithium-ion batteries that provide the electric motor could be recharged on the household mains with a plug. A full charge takes 3.5 hours, noting that'll provide the Twizy a 60-mile range. Electricity costs ought to be minimal. These types of the Twizy's all-electric powertrain, owners pays nothing in road tax while enjoying other cost benefits including cheap parking, no congestion charge costs. As a mode of transport for folks living in metropolis, it may well be a practical choice, but also for those in rural places where there is a lack of local charging points it's of little use. Those who do choose a Renault Twizy have numerous options with regards to accessories and equipment. It is available in 3 trim levels: urban, color and technic, and perhaps they are priced within £800 of one another. Standard equipment on all versions includes 13-inch wheels, 2 glove boxes, one which is lockable, as well as an onboard computer that, among other things, will advise you how much ask you for have left. There's fashionable choice of 3 base colors, black, grey or white, which may be combined with blue, green or orange for that roof and side panels. If you boost from urban to color, you will get interior decals, color-coded upholstery, white wheel trims and carpet mats. Go with the top-of-the-range Technic and you'll get diamond effect alloy wheels, metallic paint, a carbon look roof, carbon look decals and white front seat shell. In terms of choice, the basic level urban is a good example, unless that you are insistent that the Renault Twizy has metallic paint. Renault Twizy review that follows more. It should not be a surprise to find out that the Renault Twizy will not be particularly fast as compared to more conventional cars designed for city driving. It is, however, extremely zippy and there's easily enough there for nipping descent and receive of traffic. The reason is that this 16 bhp electric motor delivers a remarkable 57 Nm of pull through the trunk wheels. Weighing just 450 kilograms, the Renault Twizy feels just right for that job it turned out designed for. Official stats repeat that Twizy could possibly get from 0 to 28 miles per hour in only 6 seconds, that's sample for city driving. According to Renault, the Twizy has across the same performance, being a 125cc scooter spanning a distance of 50 meters. That's debatable, but there's no denying its responsiveness if you are accelerating, and it also handle hills without trouble in any respect. Top speed is often a creditable 50 miles per hour. There are no gears to alter, simply put it in drive, press within the accelerator and go. Renault claims that on the typical urban jaunt the performance, stuck just using the excellent maneuverability in the Renault Twizy, cuts average journey times by around 25%. It's hard not to ever be seduced through the Renault Twizy, and there can be a definite fun component that is missing from countless conventional cars. Yes, it seems like a jumped-up golf buggy, but you should be an actual snook never to emerge from it following a half-hour drive having a smile on your own face. It is made to negotiate city traffic effortlessly, and yes, it absolutely does that. The turning circle of 3.4 meters helps to make the car extremely quick to maneuver, and there is really a certain pleasure to get gained from nipping to send and receive tight spaces confidently. In terms of outright handling, the Twizy feels surprisingly taut and well balanced. The limited speeds you are able to achieve makes this incomparable with conventional city cars. Nevertheless, it turns in sharply. There's little body lean and decent quantities of grip. If you are doing turn in sharply, you choose to get a large amount of noise coming through the skinny wheels, and that may be disconcerting. There's almost no feel coming on the steering also. Since it isn't power assisted, it's just a little slow, which means you ought to do more have the wheel than you desire. It also has a tendency to tramline if your roads aren't well surfaced. The brakes, which aren't power assisted, are dependable, but you do want to give the pedal a hearty push to have it to stop briskly. Underneath the seating is usually a battery that weighs 100 kilograms, and that is almost 25% of Twizy's curb weight, but that doesn't have detrimental effect for the handling. Overall, the Twizy is brilliant fun to operate a vehicle. It's a relatively basic affair, as well as the plastics across the dashboard are an indication of a city car, robust and functional. The tire doesn't adjust in any way, the sole adjustment is within the front seat. The handbrake can be found under the dash, which can be home to a button for that automatic box containing neutral, reverse and forward gears. Apart from 2 steering wheel mounted stalks for lights as well as the windscreen wiper, that's just about it. Remember, the Twizy are only able to be ordered with half-height doors without any windows, so both driver and passenger are going to be exposed to sun and rain to some degree. From a practical perspective, you should cover the seats in the event you leave it out inside open with a rainy night, or you'll fit the protective cover when you've bought one for an option. It's not even close to luxurious, nonetheless it doesn't think that corners have already been cut. The trip computer lets you know how fast you will need to, the gap you've traveled, any time and, above all, the amount of imposer fee have left. The econometer also informs you how efficiently that you are driving, and also a warning sound will show you when are running outside of charge and advises a top up. Renault Twizy comfort levels are reasonable. It has 2 seats that happen to be placed in line instead of alongside one another in order to make it as being narrow as you possibly can. It can hold 2 adults in comfort, and legroom within the back is ample. It is usually a small saga for 6-footers engaging in the back though. The seats are snug, yet firm because on the rain-resistant plastic padding. As standard, the Twizy comes with outdoors by any means, and we all would recommend buyers spend the other £545 with the optional scissor doors. We drove cars while using scissor doors, along with the absence of windows means things can obtain a little blustery. That could be a problematic and somewhat chilly in Britain's winter time. The electric motor is noisy while you are up to speed, and it also is not surprising that you will get a wide range of wind noise getting into the cabin. Conversations with the passenger are likely for being few and far between. Because the Renault Twizy is often a city car and is suitable for short journeys, referring as no real shock that it's short on accessories. There are 3 trims levels to pick from: Urban, Color and Technic. Urban provides a trip computer that will explain when you might be running beyond charge, as well just as one eco score that measures how efficiently that you are driving. More conventional equipment on standard Twizys will include a heated windscreen, 13-inch alloys, a 4-point safety harness, a 3-point seatbelt, automatic handbrake which locks if the motor is powered down, a lockable steering column plus a driver front airbag. The front seat comes with an anti-submarining feature that'll prevent you sliding underneath the seatbelt within the event of a significant accident. It's got automatic transmission, headrests, and also a wind deflector too. The 2 glove boxes, that contain a stowage capacity of 3 and 5 liters, are equipped, which has a 12-volt power supply, and also the storage area located behind the seat incorporates a 31-liter capacity. You also receive a 3-meter spiral cable in front that you may attach to the family unit mains. Color adds white wheel trims and carpet mats, and also colored roof, color-coded upholstery and colored decals for that glove box lids and doors. Technic offers 13-inch diamond effect gloss black alloy wheels, metallic paint, a white front seat shell, carbon look decals for doors and glove box lids, and carbon look roof. The Renault Twizy also comes in a selection of 3 base colors, black, grey or white, that could be combined with blue, green or orange to the roof and side panels. A host of accessories may be ordered with all the Twizy, including waist-height scissor doors, and when you want you may specify the car, which has a 2-tone livery. An anti-UV transparent roof will probably be available just as one option later on. Other accessories you may buy provide an anti-lift alarm, child booster seat, driver and passenger blanket, front mud flaps, leisure bag, protective vehicle cover, rubber bumper strip to the front and rear, rubber mats, leader lock and storage nets. You also can go for the Parrot Bluetooth hands-free kit, rear parking sensors plus a Garmin sat-nav. The Twizy has disc brakes all round, a motorist airbag, immobilizer, lockable steering column, a 3-point rear seatbelt plus a 4-point front seatbelt. Renault Twizy safety is further enhanced because of the anti-submarining feature within the front seat that stops the motive force sliding underneath the seatbelt within the event of a critical accident. Because the Twizy is categorized like a quadricycle, it certainly won't be crash tested by Euro NCAP. Speculated are going to be traveling at low speeds. That will give some reassurance. Still, it really is exposed on the sides, particularly when you don't possess the doors. A side protection bar is included inside doors, which means this may be a sensible cost selection for you if safety can be a priority. You could also opt for your active park assist for really peace of mind while you are reversing from tight spots. You get excellent visibility due to the full-length windscreen that extends promptly into the middle on the roof. The A-pillars are suitably thin so that you don't get any problems if you are pulling out at acute angles. That is ideal for city driving. Inside there are 2 glove boxes to hold your cellular phone and other assorted items, and there is often a storage space behind a corner seat that's sufficient for a laptop yet not a laptop case. The Renault Twizy carries a turning circle of 3.4 meters, that's better than the usual Toyota IQ. It's about 2 meters long, which is about 40 centimeters shorter when compared to a Smart 4 and yes, it's just on the meter wide. These small dimensions means it might fit inside tightest of parking spaces. The major drawback will be the charging time, but unlike all kinds of other electric vehicles, you don't require a night time to have a full charge. Charging time on the household main takes about 3.5 hours, leading to 3 hours on an 80% charge. The range is all about 60 miles. Nevertheless, the addition of regenerative braking takes that as much as 70 miles in case you are driving exclusively in city centers.